I thought
Well, anyway,
I thought
doing the
Thundertoss
intros
was a person.
is we do have the final of the Antec Attack tournament. It is for 125 euros, and we do have EmpireKas as the green Terran player, and he is playing against xSixSleep, who's playing under the pseudonym Thundertoss, but it is Sleep. I do assure you of that. So, Sleep is the orange Zerg in the top right, and obviously Cass is the green Terran in the lower left. I'm SC2 England, and my co-host today is Pughy. Say hi, Pughy.
Hello.
What do you reckon's going to go on this game then? It is a ZVT.
It is. We've had a few ZBTs already today, so we can kind of guess based on that. Of course, from the Zerg, I expect nothing but a hatchery first, followed up with a pool. And from our opponent, it can be something like a command center first into a one racks command center into something, or it could be straight up reactor Hellions, two racks. There's actually quite a few things the Terran can do, but I would imagine a command center fairly early.
Now, Sleep did go for an extractor trick, which is about the
Standard
same
experience.
economically, but it's more of a Korean thing. It's
Yeah,
getting an
they just,
extractor trick and then the Overlord of 10. Purely, I think it's because it just looks better.
yeah, it's
It
a
makes you look
stylus
pro.
thing, isn't it?
Makes you look pro, like, yeah, I built
Stylistic.
that to get 11 out of 10 supply. Look how pro
My
I must
APM is higher.
be. Economically, it does actually come out slightly worse, though. Apparently.
From the old stats that went around, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
but
Artosis always said, he always be like, oh, that's bad, they're worse. But the hatchery did go down for Thunder Toss.
who
And it
is
looks
Sleep?
like we're going to have a command center
Don't
first.
confuse people, it's Sleep.
Sleep. Oh,
Sleep.
yeah, I said Thunder Toss there.
You did. I know, it's such an
That's,
unconscious habit, but we will see Cass going for a command center first build.
I know,
Cass, you awesome Terran, you.
you fantastic human being.
Just like, if you're gonna go for a fast expansion, so will I.
Will I?
And
Did you see that game, right? It was Pulp v. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't like GSL. I think it was like. What was it was DreamHack, wasn't it, like 2 weeks ago?
yeah,
Or 3 weeks ago. Or maybe a month ago. It was Pult. It might be an IPL or something, either way. But it was on a map. And Pult sent
it
out
was
a
on a
really.
map, really, was it?
Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. And it was that Atlanta spaceship one, I think it's called. Or whatever, the crappy. I don't like it. But Pult sent out a really fast SCV. And he actually NG blocked the the Zerg's hatch first. It
Yeah.
was sick. And then he like went command center first behind it.
Oh no, that's like quite common. At least on ladder, it's
It's-
relatively common.
Is
But
it? Ah,
yeah,
it's
getting
sick.
an engineering bay to block a hatchery. It's
I
like
know, but
worse
you,
than a pylon.
yeah, it's just it goes out so fast. It's because obviously the Zerg's hatch first against a Terran, so you have less time to do it. Oh my god, we have a third command center.
This is gonna be like the greediest build I have ever seen. Just like
This is
command center, racks, command center.
Kaz for you.
I hope Cass keeps this
Boss.
trend going longer. So now he just builds a second barracks and then a fourth command center. But he isn't. He's gonna get more gas. That was just me joking around. Don't be silly.
Oh, so we do have double gas. Third command center. Oh, there's just no predicting him, is there?
To be fair, it's quite a stylistic play as well from Cass.
Yeah.
He does like this one racks into three command centers, gets the double gas up, then just goes pretty standard out of that, gets a bunker up for defensive reasons. Out of this though, well, Sleep is going pretty damn standard. He's getting up a third hatchery out of this.
Mm.
So he knows that went down so quickly. The natural base went down really quickly, so he can afford to get his third. It's
Yeah.
basically the same response you do against a fast expanding Protoss. Is just get a
Yeah,
super
definitely.
quick third.
Just and if anyone's wondering why this is, Zergs always need to be ahead in bases pretty much because their hatcheries, like the main buildings, are their production, and their units are slightly more expensive. Well, they're not more expensive, but they're cheaper and they're a lot worse. And they're
Zerg's
just
required to mass
Yeah,
against an opponent, generally.
pretty much.
We all see that a reactor coming down as well as a factory for Cass, so it's going to be reactor Hellions. To be honest, Sleep's going to have an easy time dealing with that. He's got 4 queens out.
Oh yeah, so we will see that creep spread across the map very soon.
And we've got some lag here from Cass again.
Oh.
He's been having internet problems all evening, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, especially if he gets dropped at this time. 7 minutes into the game, the tactics have already been revealed.
But he doesn't. It's all good. So, yeah, what I was saying was the creep spread is brilliant here for Sleep. He's got those 2 dedicated creep spreading queens. Already got 3 tumors out. And apparently we're going to like some more.
Oh, come on. This is just a bit heartbreaking then.
I don't think Sleep realises he's been having internet issues. And I can't tell him either. I was just like,
Okay.
I'll tell him. I was like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, yeah,
But
we're
no.
only specs.
Yeah, we're only spectators. No fun. We all see double Evo Chamber out of Sleep at the moment. Cass is moving out with 4 Marines. He's going to actually go and pick off that Overlord, or at least try to, but the Overlord's on the high ground, so won't be able to get it.
I thought he was going for just a little sneaky peek.
He may do. I was
probably gonna
being
get-
hopeful.
He might get a queen if he's lucky, but probably not.
No, there's 2 queens there. They're on creep. He'll be fine. And now the Zerglings are there as well. No way.
Yeah.
He'll get a Zergling though, which is not the greatest thing to go away with as a trophy. Just like, hey guys, how
No.
did you do on your little trip? We killed a Zergling, and all the other Marines and
We're like, but we
SCVs
lost
were like,
Bill.
well, that was pathetic. More barracks
Yeah,
being
and
added on here
Speed's
for
about
Cass.
to finish. Speed's about to finish there. And one Marine is like, no, Ted, we lost him too.
Bill and Ted are not coming back, guys.
I know. Yeah.
I love the way I really like every part of me just wants to select those 2 Marines and just like keep their story running. Just like it'd be hilarious. Just like the entire game. We should name. Oh crap! I've already lost which ones they were now. Like they're even on screen.
I've got them.
I
that.
glanced away for a second.
It's okay. But back into production now, looking at what's going on. We got from the double Evo of Sleep, we have +1 melee and ground carapace. We've got Baneless also in production, and the lair is about 50% done, which is quite interesting.
Also the macro hatch.
Yes.
Most important, that macro hatch is on its way down. The third base for Cass is moving down though, and that is really key. He's getting those Marines there to clear out the Overlord, which of course we'll see it. Reactors being added on to 2 of the barracks. Stim is on its way, and a Starport.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the +1 vehicle weapon's actually coming out for Cass very, very early. Now, the reason that's an essential upgrade is because against a Zerg player, as long as your tank's attack upgrade is equal to or greater than the Zerg's armor upgrade, you one-shot Zerglings and Banelings with siege tanks.
Yep, because they have 35 health. And tanks do 35 damage.
From base.
Yes.
And, I mean, this Zergling one by is going to be a bit of a nightmare. It's just going to be irritating.
Yeah, that
Obviously,
has actually done a lot of damage.
yeah, because the tank on the high ground is actually hitting the SCVs as well. So if we look at total workers killed, 11 have been killed there by Sleep, which is quite considerable, and now puts it at 55 to 83. That is
Yeah,
just a
man,
sick
that's-
amount of drones. For the 10-minute mark, that is insane.
Yeah,
Sleep behind this as well.
He's
is getting
set for
his
the rest
fourth-
of the.
Yeah, he's getting his 4th.
Sorry, I was gonna say he's actually set for the rest of the game now in terms of his drone count. 84 is. He may add a few on later, but
He
I
can
know,
afford to
it's-
get
I'd
10
say-
spines as well, and still
Yeah.
have optimum drone saturation.
absolutely. Now we have Spire in production, +2 Bane and speed, and then from the Terran we have Stims about to finish, +1 vehicle weapons, and then +2 bio is about 50% done.
We also see
Hello.
Sleep clearing out the rocks by his entrance to his natural. Reason being just because Zerg players don't want tight chokes. They want
Mhm.
as much open space as possible, so they have maximum surface area with their Zerglings.
I think it's important to note as well, like how sick this creep spread is. It's not like he's spreading creep in one direction either. He's gone from one side to the entire top side, all the way, and that is amazing.
I know, but again, it's really essential, and it's
Yeah.
all from getting those extra queens super early on. They
Yes.
give you defense, they give you creep spread, and they give you transfuses as well if you need.
Definitely, this is definitely becoming a lot more standard in play from Zerg, and we have a little force moving out, or a force moving out from Kaz. Supplies are actually surprisingly even. We have some Banelings, Morphins, some upgrades, speed, Overload speed, infestation pits about to finish as well, and we have only 2 tanks to this army.
Yeah, I feel the tank count is too low for this push to do too much. I also expect to see from Sleep a relatively quick hive. Although he is trying to take his 6th base as well.
Oh, and that was a bad
No,
trade.
5th base, sorry.
And this
yeah, that's
actually,
going to go down. That's going to be forced to cancel.
I hope it is. There we are. There's the cancel.
But of course,
and
Sleep does
go.
still have his 4th base down south of his natural. So that's still up
And-
there nicely. And as I thought, there comes the quick hive from Sleep. And we will
but-
see Cass actually picking up those...
That's a bit strange.
He's just checking up here
Oh.
for a hidden base.
Unless he wants to fly around, but we have
A
all
lot
the
of
units
corruptors coming in.
Yeah. And of course, the tanks got killed as well, so that was a really good trade by Sleep.
And now the worst thing is obviously Cass can't even lift those marines because the
Nope.
corruptors are taking out the medevacs. And Sleep, he cleared out that nicely.
I like the way Kaz did put his units into
Meanwhile,
a
there's
choke.
a lot of marines coming down at the 4th base of Sleep though.
Yes.
But it is going to get
Yeah.
cleaned up. It did some damage first, which is enough to probably pay for itself just.
Just about, yeah. And of course, the 5th base is now in production again for Sleep. Kaz is also building a 4th command center. He's got +2 vehicle weapons, +3 bio weapons, and +3 armor. Not just started. Not
That is
started
up
just
against, of course, Sleep's has got 2-2. At the moment, his hive is just finished, so we'll hopefully see that great spire. Hopefully, he won't make the same mistake that.
What's it?
The name has slipped me.
I can't think.
The player earlier in one of the games who forgot to make a greater spire and lost to Cass. It was
Phoenix.
Phoenix. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix who
I was-
did a very similar build. But we will
yeah,
see
I
here
was-
Sleep actually getting up his ultra and greater spire.
Oh, we get surround on the tanks. Sorry to say, but surround on the tanks just before they siege, and a lot of the Banans crash through. A lot of the Banans blow up on the tanks, and of course, there's no Banans then for the Marines. So Kaz stims forward. He uses a head and supply. He's going to take out this 4th base.
That base is gone, and to be honest, that could get a lot of momentum, that push.
Yeah,
Although, however, this is quite characteristic of Cass's play, is he doesn't actually reinforce to his pushing army. He just gets a defensive force back.
and the tanks at the front of the line, so they get picked off super quick. Banans come in. They crash pretty well. Get some good connects. Thor gets
Completely
surrounded and
bullet,
picked off.
and that's cleaned up, but obviously Cass did take out that 4th base,
He did.
which means
That was-
that temporarily we will see them on equal bases. Well, no, actually, no. Sleep's new 4th, which was a 5th, has finished, but not by much. And it could actually get taken out pretty quick because Sleep's army is very far out of position, but in comes all of Cass's army. Now, this is
Yep.
the other way Creep Spread shines, is it gives you scouting information
Yeah.
everywhere, which just allows a Zerg player to react. Now, some Baning's getting
we-
morphed in. Great Spire is done, so is the Ultra Cavern. Some Infestors coming through now, and
+3 weapons. About to finish for the Zerg. Protoss. Adrenal glands just finished
you mean
as
for
well.
the Terran? You said like
Yeah.
every race apart from the one it
Yeah,
was.
I do that all the time.
For the Zerg, for the Protoss.
The Protoss. We got Burrow. We got Kindness Plate in as
But here we go,
well.
a big push coming in. The Zerglings are going to get a nice round, but the Banelings don't get a good connect yet. The tanks are doing a lot of damage, but big fungal growths go off absolutely everywhere, and that means the Sleep will clean that push up.
Yeah, that was a
And-
really good trade for Sleep there.
That was, and he's got momentum as well here now, which is most important. And those Corruptors are going to pick off the Vikings pretty damn quick with the help
Yeah.
of those infested Terrans.
Yeah. Oh.
But a couple of Corruptors go down. I'd love to see Sleep transition into Ultra Broodlord Infestor now. It's like he doesn't
Yeah,
have the
my
money to do
hopes.
it quite though. But he definitely needs to start getting Broodlords out.
I missed that. What? Kaz is missing the command center. What happened to it? Because he's only now building another one, and one was floating away. I don't know what
That's a good
happened, but I
question.
missed that.
No, I missed that as well. It must have gone
Oh.
somewhere. Oh, Cass, don't lag.
Oh.
I love the way that every time you watch like a pro match and someone lags, there's like a string of commands already on their way through,
Yeah. That's just how it goes.
which is always really amusing. It's just like in the early game, all you see is like the Zerg player going like 6SD, 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 6SD.
Yeah, definitely. I've done that loads of times. Sometimes when you accidentally like hit the tab button while doing it, and then like you just into your Windows bar, you type in loads of numbers as well. If you mess up.
Yeah.
Well,
Now the
go
downside
fast.
is, of course, if Cass does drop out here, which he
Ooh.
doesn't. I literally have the kiss of death, don't I?
Yeah, I put my hands on my desk and my chin on them.
I'm just
I was
like, if
oh.
Cass drops and then he is back. Let's try to stray away this time. If Cass
Oh.
drops, oh, it doesn't
If-
work.
You just like jinx yourself a little bit.
I know. But hopefully, don't drop Cass. Thank you. But no, so really, this is looking really good for Sleep. He's got everything he needs. He's got 5 ultras in production now. I'd love to see him grab a few brood lords though.
Yeah, and he has re-established his 5th base on the middle right, which I think is quite a big deal. Supplies are even. Well, actually,
Cass is pretty
Cass-
much mined out his main and natural though. Now we've got a
Yeah.
little bit of a push coming in here from Sleep with quite a few Zerglings and Banelings and a couple of Infestors. Meanwhile, all of Cass's army is there though, so he's going to put it
Yeah.
out. But this is
massive
allowing a
siege.
Zergling run by to go into the natural base. All of the
Oh.
Zerglings are going to get in. They're going to pick off a tank, or they're not. They did have the opportunity to.
they get the bunker as well.
Bunker goes down, and there's Zerglings in your main base, and that's not where you want some Zerglings. And this, of course, is meaning that Cass is pulling back a lot of his army to deal with this. And Cass is
Lag.
pawned for a second.
I could sense the lag there.
So I do apologise for everyone watching for this. Basically, it's an online tournament, so that means that players are from all over the world, and it is on the EU server as well. And Cass is having real internet problems tonight, which is a bit of a shame. But no, at the moment, I think that Sleep has him. He's got 5
You
bases.
think Sleep does?
Sleep does. He's got 5 bases. Cass is nearly mined out his natural and main base. And
Yeah.
ultimately, Sleep has ultras on the way. He's got his greater spiral. He's got the 3/3 upgrades and adrenal glands. I think it's only 3/2 for Cass's bio.
I think so. I like Cass.
Let's just take a look. No, it's 3/3.
3-3.
So I was mistaken there, but I mean, to be honest, the fact that Sleep does have the option to go for pure tier 3 at any second, and he's got the bases to support it, means it's really his.
We got Terror and Vehicle Weapons 3 in production. We rarely see that. We got Zig Flyer Carapace level 3 in production. How often do you see that?
Not very, but it's the right upgrade to get, because it just means that... And this one borrowed Zergling preventing Cass from landing his 4th base. The most irritating thing for a Terran player in the world.
And also, like, it's important to note that Cass is going to have a hard time taking another base.
So we've
I'm
got another
feeling
pause here.
like-
So
I'm feeling lag.
it's always awkward when this happens. Hopefully it will clear up relatively soon. Do you know where Cass is? Is he in Europe or is he over in Russia? Or
Ukrainian.
yes,
I know he's Ukrainian, so I was assuming he is living in Ukraine at the moment. And I know, like, Demago lives there. Happy's Ukrainian, Beastie Cutie's Ukrainian. So I think he's trying to just get the lag out. Cause are you feeling the lag? Because I am.
Slightly, I get moments of it, but usually then
Yeah.
Cass does kind of time out then. The one thing I would say is, I'm just looking at that minimap. How amazing is
The creep spread.
Sleep's creep spread? That's just incredible.
Pretty good.
Like every Zergling, the reason creep spread is so amazing, at the end of the day, is because look at the map vision that Sleep has. He knows any drop that comes in. He knows any army movement that comes in, any run by that comes in. He's got that. It also gives him the ability to react to that by having the increased movement speed.
Yeah.
And essentially,
Oh.
it's fantastic. So here we go. We're going back in now, and really, I'm just looking. Wow, look at the amount of ultras out for Sleep right now. He's just going completely ultra bling infested.
10 ultras. Nice.
See, but when you say 10 ultras, it just doesn't seem as impressive as when you just look at them. Because they're just
Yeah.
such big units, like...
I've seen them, but it's so, like, I got the APM to press U really fast, bruv. So I do.
I've got the APM to cast really well.
Yeah, man. I'm used to it now. I'm slowly learning the hotkeys, but this is going to be crazy to watch.
I know. This engagement is all going to come down to the positioning.
Okay,
Obviously,
you
Sleep
getting
needs a
ready?
good surround. I am. And here we go. Everything is charging in. It all comes down to the fungal growth. Big fungal growth goes down on a lot of Marines. The tanks are sieged up nicely. Huge Baning connects go down absolutely everywhere. The Vikings do clear out the Corruptors, though. And for the moment, Cass has held this. But of course,
Oh, no.
he loses. He loses that
He
base.
loses the plan.
And that is
Yes.
a massive loss.
That was within seconds of surviving as well. The SCVs just came off to repair it, but the Ultra does kill it. And now, of course, Kaz is not happy and wants to return the favor to Sleep by taking out his fifth base
I
on
mean,
the right here.
that is absolutely traumatic for Cass
And
right now.
Sleep doesn't have much to say as his force gets near enough obliterated.
But he does a
few
lovely little run by with the Lings and also lobbing infested turn to take out a tank or two.
He did kill a lot of tanks there. Look at the supplies, 160 v 140.
Well, it's now 160 apiece. All but a few. And what I would say is this play by Sleep is amazing, using Burrowed Infestors
Yep.
to lob infested turns around the tanks, because the tanks
And then
are
he-
what's causing the problems. And now he can clear that out quite nicely.
The floor gets demolished, and then there's one tank left. That was freaking good by Sleep. That was a really good trade.
That was brilliant. And Sleep is taking this base up in the very top left position now to take his new fifth. And we will actually see that Cass has managed to retake his fourth.
Again. Bless him.
But it's so
that is-
oversaturated.
That is pretty much his only mining base as well.
Yep.
He has 20 minerals left, or one patch at his third.
Which is never a nice position, because obviously, well, if you look at Sleep, he's mining off of two bases. He's getting his fifth and sixth base as well. So,
But of course, Kaz has 11 mills at that base, so he is mining at 3,000 minerals per minute, as opposed to the 1,500 of Sleep, which is totally fair.
is totally balanced.
Yeah.
To be fair,
come
it
on.
is. There's nothing wrong with it. But oh my god, a fungal growth goes off on all of those mules. I am so happy for Cass that he actually managed to pull some out the way there.
And another one. Oh, the mules die.
So many mules go down there. That was that was just unfortunate. Oh, and now some lobbed infested Terrans as well. Just legit. Some huge more fungal growths go
Oh,
down.
those were big.
Those were
Bungles.
massive. I feel like Sleep is just being mean now. Just like, I'm gonna harass your one mining base while I mine off of 4.
We also have 6 broodlords. See what are the units now? We have 6 broodlords, 4 ultras, 12 infestors, 4 queens, and 40 zerglings for the zerg. Oh, and he just lost a bunch of infestors there. Like
I'd
2
say
or
the
3.
one thing that Sleep isn't doing, let's be really critical of his play, is he doesn't have spines and spores at all of his bases.
Yeah.
He doesn't
That's a-
have that spine wall, which ultimately, if you're going Broodlord Infestor, you need spine crawlers everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a slow army. And actually, Sleep could get punished by this now, because while his creep spread is great, knows exactly what Cass is doing, his army is not going to be able to get there in time to prevent his fourth and this top left
Fifth.
base going down.
Yeah, because of course all Kaz needs to do is get a nice little siege and a nice split on his units and do some damage, and of course he can come around the back here and pick them off with ranged units.
We will see the Broodlords raining down now, which could force an unsiege on the tanks, but there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vikings around, so
Yeah.
they're going to be irritating.
And I think it's important to note that the command center at the bottom right, the orbital has just the planetary fortress just took out about 4 overloads, 4 ultras. The Sleep tried to target fire it with.
Which is always a nice move, and actually it looks like Cass is probably gonna lose this push. He just doesn't have enough air superiority to deal with it.
Yeah. 150 supply v100.
It's all over now, basically.
And another fungal.
The problem is, at the end of the day, the Cass is mining
Good
off
game
of one
scored.
base, and there's the GG. So, game 1 of this best of 5 goes to xSixSleep. So, tune in for game 2 any second.